I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How is it? How's the weather where you are? I always start these asking about the weather. I don't know why.
No, hey, it's cold right now. I'm not sure exactly how cold it is. It's like minus 15 or 16
Oh my God.
Celsius. Um, we just the other day had about another 7 or 8 inches of snow. We've had 10
Oh
feet
my
of
God.
snow so far this season.
That's
Total
terrible.
accumulation, like it's melted and grown.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
Where,
It's
whereabouts? Whereabouts
it's
are you based?
I'm in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario,
Oh yeah.
right in northern Ontario, at the very neck of Lake Superior is
Oh
where
yeah.
we
Yeah.
are. So we're surrounded by all the Great Lakes, so everything
Yeah.
kind of hits us pretty bad.
Mm. I got a mate on the other side of the lake in America's side, and he's saying how terrible
Okay,
the weather is as well. I was like, yeah, everyone seems to be getting it a bit
yeah,
bloody America.
yeah, and it's funny because because if you go down south, like I mean, we're right on the border with the U.S. So if you
Yeah.
go into the U.S. and you drive down, even just like an hour, there's no snow. So
Yeah.
it's nuts how like everything just accumulates in this tiny little area. It's wild.
It's not helpful, is it? Not helpful at all. See, over
No,
over here in England, if
I,
we if we get
I
like a tiny bit of snow, like a couple of inches, the whole country comes to a standstill. So we wouldn't be able to cope with
oh
anything.
man, yeah, that's just a Tuesday here.
Yeah. Right. I will get on
They
with your
I
music.
mean
Go on.
they've gotten better at shutting the cities down. What's that? Sorry.
No, continue.
Oh, I was just they've started to in the last couple of years. They've gotten more into like shutting the city down when it
Yeah.
gets really bad, but it still has to get like incredibly bad for them
Yeah.
to consider it bad enough to shut the city down. So
Yeah.
it's we still get it. We get it
Yeah.
so bad here.
It's just terrible, isn't it? It's just it can't be safe to drive in
Oh,
that
for
sort
sure.
of weather either.
Well, you get used to it. I mean, we have winter tires and summer
Yeah.
tires. We swap them out every spring
Mhm.
and every fall. Four-wheel drive is a must.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the driving can get pretty insane. Like the accidents that happen in my town within like the first month of
Yeah.
getting snow, it's insane. It's like everybody kind of forgets how to do it. And I'm not saying I'm better than they
Yeah.
are. I'm a terrible driver too, but I'm a bit more slower and patient. And yeah, it's people
Yeah.
still think that there's like no ice on the ground, so they just speed like crazy. It's
Oh,
wild.
it's just you think they'll get used to it, wouldn't you? After year in, year out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm 41 now, so I've had 41 winters, and
Yeah.
the last two have been the worst. But I'm
Mm.
hoping it doesn't keep getting worse. But we'll
Surely it
see.
can't. It'd be like 20 foot of snow. You'd be like, can't get out the door.
I man, you know what? I wouldn't doubt it. It's
Yeah.
possible. It's completely possible. I guess up here, yeah, it's nuts.
Oh God. I've never come to your area in the winter then. I'm not doing it. I'll keep you.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, it blows my mind how there's like wild animals that live out in
Oh
this
yeah.
stuff. Like I think the coldest we had was I think last week it was minus 40
Oh my
one
God.
morning, and that's that's kind of just a normal winter
Yeah.
temperature where we are, and you get used to it. But by the time like this time of the year now,
Yeah.
February towards the end into March, it's like everybody's just done with it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's there's so much snow,
Yeah.
so much.
It's just get it over with now, is what you're thinking, man. Just get it
Yeah,
gone. Bring on
for
the
sure.
spring. Bring
It's
on the
it's
spring.
almost the time of the year where I stop doing my driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least as that. Now, I have been listening to your music, and it is very metal and classic rock mixed together. Would you say that was the right area?
Yeah,
That's how I heard it. You have it down as industrial
yeah,
alt
yeah.
rock.
I'd say.
Tell us more about what that is to you, what the sound is, how you came up to it, everything like that, as much as you want.
Yeah. Well, I'm hugely I'm a huge fan of Motley Crue and Poison, the '80s hair
Yeah.
metal sleaze rock stuff. I was raised
Mhm.
on that. That's kind of where my music began.
Yeah.
Um, and then as I got older, I moved into other artists, Nine Inch Nails, Marilyn Manson, and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
um, I didn't go about choosing to sound a certain way. Um, I call it, I just call everything metal, but
Yeah.
for the sake of giving somebody something to call it,
Yeah.
I call it like industrial alternative. I'm nowhere near as industrial as the other industrial acts out there.
Yeah.
Um, or artists, I should say. But yeah, so I kind of like, Judas Priest is metal, and so is Mudvayne. But
Yeah.
they're all just metal. Everything's metal. So I
Yeah.
just say it's metal. But for sake of ease for some people, I guess, yeah, industrial. I've always loved being able to combine digital sounds
Hmm.
with um, real instruments, live
Yeah.
instruments, acoustic instruments. It's amazing how much more you can kind of like expand a song
Yeah.
by just including some synthesizers,
Mm.
or just some of the crazy stuff that you can make, some of the crazy noises. And I don't know, it's kind of exciting to be able
Yeah.
to find something that fits with
Hmm.
like a guitar chord or something that I'm working on. And then there's this kind of, this digital kind of imprint on it. That's,
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's kind
Mm.
of neat.
So, do you do
Yeah.
it all yourself? Is it all down to you? Do you have someone helping you, or is it mostly you?
Yeah, no, this is all me. Yeah, it's all me. I started, it's been a year.
Yeah.
I started last January. And I've been in bands before, and while I always had great time in
Yeah.
those bands, there was always kind of a level of compromise.
Mm.
And now, starting to do this on my own, when I started writing these songs, I realized that like it doesn't matter to me so much if people like it or not now.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I felt like I wanted the approval of my bandmates and
Mm.
the approval of everybody else that was involved and all that stuff. Now it's just like just me and my little studio here, and whatever I think sounds good, I go ahead and throw it down, really. And if people don't like it, that's
Yeah.
great. I'm just happy somebody takes a minute out of their life
Yeah.
to check my music out. Really,
So you think
yeah.
it does it feel a lot more freeing, a lot more do you get a lot more enjoyment with it just being yourself without having to worry about other people's opinions and all that?
I I would say at this stage, yes. I have, final decision on everything I do.
Yeah.
And and even East London recordings is like they still let me do that. So
Yeah.
it allows me to kind of be more of the artist that I wanted to be, I guess.
Mm. Without having to compromise to keep everyone else happy. Just
For sure, for
just
sure, because it's
make
it's
sure you're happy yourself, and that's it.
absolutely,
Mm.
because there's it's hard to explain, but when I started doing this in January, it felt freeing, and it
Yeah.
felt more right, and
Hmm.
it felt like it felt like the right thing to do when I started making this music again. And it's the first time I've made music since 2009. So
Mm.
it was like learning everything all over again.
Yeah. Mm.
The recording process and writing and tracking, and I've had to relearn everything.
Yeah.
And it's given me a better appreciation for the music itself, but also for people who do this, other people who do this just to be artists. They have their own little home studios and they make their music. It's it's a long process. It's a lot of work to do a song from the beginning to the end, all stages of it. But it gives me a better appreciation for it, I think.
Yeah. And what do you think out of the whole process is the actual hardest part for you? What do you find you struggle with the most? If there's one part what you dread doing.
I'm gonna say probably lyrics. I don't. It takes me kind of. I have to kind of get into a mindset for writing lyrics or something. When you're writing a song, you're sitting there with your guitar or your keyboard or something, and you come across something, you're like, "Oh, that sounds cool. That might be a cool little tune." So you leave that aside. It's kind of the same for lyrics, but it's not, because you hear you'll get a phrase in your head and you think, "Oh, that sounds good. I'll write that down." But I struggle with writing words, and it's something I'm working to improve on, and it's something that I appreciate. I appreciate doing it, and I appreciate the ability that I can do it. But yeah, that's probably, out of the whole process, if I didn't have to, do write lyrics, I would probably be okay.
That's the worst part. So you brought out an EP.
For sure.
I've got it right in front of me here. The EP, Let You Fall, and it came out on the 10th of November last year. So tell me about that. Tell us the process of that and how it came to be.
So Let You Fall came out January 2nd or 5th. I can't remember exactly which day it was. It was the beginning of January. So that was kind of the same process as every EP before that. It's I have a bank of song ideas that I continuously go through and remove some things and add things to, and turn others into songs. And every time I get to about 6 songs, I would say, "Okay, this will be this will be the next EP." So there's not really a theme behind any of them, or an arcing story or anything for each EP. They're all individual songs on each one. But Let You Fall was kind of, I think after the first 3, I was starting to understand kind of the mixing process a little bit better. I've taken a lot of the things that I've learned over the first 3, and I was able to put them into Let You Fall, and I think it came out a lot better than I thought it was going to. It's just 6 individual stories. Let You Fall is just a kind of response to being somebody who is carrying somebody else, and they're being taken advantage of, and they end that situation. And Where Did You Go is kind of a reflection on what happens when we die. I wrote that one for everybody that I've lost. We have our beliefs, and we know what our beliefs are, but what if, on the off chance there's something else that we don't quite know, and then, what if they are out there somewhere? So it was that was an interesting song to write. Scatterbrain was just my life of being bullied in elementary school, man. It was pretty bad. I've come to a lot of I've come to a lot of realizations over the last handful of years, and a lot of it had to go back to being bullied in elementary school, and so that song was very it was a big release for me, because I never fought back as a kid. I was always quiet, and I just hid. And so this was kind of like the first half of the song is my bully's point of view, and then the second part is mine, and it's me trying to understand why this is happening to me, and what did I do to deserve this. So and By Myself is kind of my way of letting go of how I used to kind of view things, politically and on, the worldview. I guess you could say I was more on the right side of things before. Now I think the whole thing is just the entire political scene is just an entire mess, and I don't believe in any of them now. But that was kind of like, it was me, realizing that the way that I thought things weren't really, they were kind of, they could have been hurtful. I wasn't racist. I wasn't homophobic or anything like that. But I thought everything had to be run like a business. I thought I was, I considered myself a capitalist, even though not even close to a capitalist. It was, anyways, regardless, that's kind of me telling that old part of myself, I'm done with you. I'm going off, and I'm going to learn who I am. I'm going to learn who I want to be. So that's By Myself. That's the kind of the notion on that one. Last Time You See Me was just about a breakup, pretty much an old breakup, or ending any kind of relationship, really, whether it's with an employer or a friend or a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. That was kind of the premise of that one. And then Find My Way Out is kind of a continuation of Let You Fall. It's I've been doing everything on my own, but you've been with me, kind of tailing me, and so now I'm going my own way, and I'm doing it by myself. So I'm letting you fall, but I'm going to find my own way out. So that's kind of the premise behind those 6 songs.
And out of those 6, you've got to have thought of this. Which is your favorite, and which is your least favorite that you think, I could have done better? Which one are you most,
out of those 6, it's really, when I first started writing it, Where Did You Go was it was an important one for me. It still is, but as the month has gone since it's been released, and as I've kind of listened to it a little bit, I have Scatterbrain is probably my favorite from the EP. It kind of it resonates with me more than the other songs, as lyrically and musically. That was a pretty rough time in my life, so it felt good to get that out. Probably of the 6, the one that I would have, I guess you could say, least favorite, I would probably say By Myself would probably, I wish if I could go back, I would have I would have done I would have sang it differently. I think there were some spots that I was a little flat, and I didn't hear them till afterwards, and that's okay. I don't mind leaving stuff like that in, but I feel like I could have sang that one a lot different. So that would be kind of my 2 choices there.
So when you do make all your music and stuff, because you do it yourself, you're going to listen to it back hundreds of times, probably from start to finish, before anyone else hears it.
Oh yeah.
Once it's out, do you ever listen to it back, or are you completely done? Because I was talking to someone the other day, and I said it as well. But once it's out, I'm kind of fed up with what I've made. I've had enough of it then. Do you feel that once it's out, you're like, I've heard it so many times now?
Yeah. Um, yes and no. I think when it first comes out, I'm like, all right, I can move on to new music and,
Yeah.
the next project. After a while, I'll go back and listen to my stuff and still enjoy it. I like it. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't say I'm completely 100% done, but I would say probably I need a break from it once
Yeah.
it comes out. And then after that, after, a couple of months or something like that, just kind of cleansing the palate with some new music. I go back and listen to it. Yeah.
Then you're back into liking it. Then it's not like I've had enough of it. I'm finished with it one
For
for now.
sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, if you're putting out something and you don't like it, that's kind of defeats the purpose of being
Yeah.
an artist. The way I see it, right? If I'm just going to make something just so it can be liked and
Yeah.
just put out there, that's not me being who I am, right?
Yeah.
So when I put out a list of songs, I always make sure that I'm proud of those songs before I release them. I've had a couple of the EPs. War Songs especially was a bit of a struggle because I had to replace a few songs. I couldn't be happy with it. I'm proud of it. It's not. I don't think it's my best one, but I'm still proud of it, and I will still listen to it. And it's kind of neat, to be like, this is something that I made. It's a pretty cool feling.
So you have come out with quite a few songs. I'm looking at them all here. There's quite a lot of EPs in the last year. My God, look at that. 4 EPs in the last year.
Yeah.
That's bloody good. Especially doing it all yourself. So you said you had a little break before this of quite a few years.
Yeah.
What made you stop for those years? What was it? Were you getting all these things ready?
Yeah. So about 2009, I was playing live in a band. We were kind of trying to be like Motley Crue and trying to bring that whole party vibe thing. And then that kind of dissolved. And then I went into another musical endeavor with the guitarist for that band. And then that dissolved too. So this was about 2009, early 2010. I had decided I'm going to grow up and I'm going to get a proper career.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just be like everybody else. I didn't know at the time that I could do that and still make music. So I had to choose one or the other. And so in the interest of building my future, I decided to stop making music. So I went off and did the corporate crap for 13, 14 years, whatever. And then and I mean I still had my gear and I still had my drums and my guitars and stuff, but they were all, it was all, I sold the studio. Eventually I got rid of the drums. The guitars I kept, but I just kind of slowly went to this life of not making music, and it was working Monday to Friday. And when I wasn't at work, it was party time. And so there was, I think the drinking had a big hand in it as well as to, why I didn't make music at the time. And then just last year, well, not last year, but 2024, my mom passed away, and I ended up with her computer. And it was just sitting in a box, and I was just sitting here, and I was feeling sorry for myself, and I was sad, and I was, kind of angry, and all the things that you go through when you lose somebody. And I just decided, well, I'm just gonna throw it on the desk here and see what's what. And GarageBand was in there, and I started messing around with it, and I reignited something that I had before, but it's even brighter now. It's it was like I'm playing, I'm making these songs and I'm enjoying it, but it's like it feels so friggin' good to do this. Like before, it was like, okay, I'm gonna write some songs and we're gonna send them out and hopefully people like them. Now it's just like every single part of making a song, I just, with the exception of lyrics for the most part, I love it. It's become such an enjoyable process to me, and doing, all the editing and the mixing and all that stuff, it's just given me such an appreciation for it. And so I've gone from just the regular iMac to with a couple of desktop speakers. I got proper monitors now, and I got a decent little MIDI controller. And so I'm I slowly built a little bit of a studio. And this is like my favorite place in the whole house. And
I can imagine.
I look back, I kind of kicked myself in the ass because I quit music before, but I'm at the same time, I'm like, well, if I hadn't, maybe I wouldn't have come up with what I have now. So I just kind of chalk it all up to kind of just the way it went, I guess. Yeah.
So if you compare the time you weren't doing music to now, the last year, would you say that it's improved your life in a whole? Has it improved your mood, everything? Is your life significantly better because of music?
For sure. Absolutely. Music has always been a love of my life. And when I discovered that I could play music and make music, it became like this amazing relationship that I had for a very long time. And once that kind of ended, like I said, I spent a lot of time partying and boozing and all that stuff, and I don't do that anymore. So it gives me, I think, it gives me a better appreciation for what it is now, and life itself. It's like I got my wife and I got my son, and they think it's cool that I'm doing what I'm doing, and it's turned out a lot better, because before it was like, if you do this, if you make music, then you're just going to be some wannabe or some starving artist or just some dude who's a nobody trying to be somebody. Whereas now it's like, this music is 100% me. And it's completely changed my relationship with music too. I listen to music better, which I didn't know was something you could do. Like I constantly, always, I always have goosebumps from listening to music now. I hear stuff that I didn't hear on, before, and things like that. And it's like, I'm so much more interested in throwing on an album and just getting lost in it. It's like one of the greatest things in the world. Whereas before it used to be drinking a bunch of beers and you'd throw on a couple of tunes and you all screaming your heads off, and then, you got a hangover the next day. Whereas now it's like I could sit and listen to it and actually, put myself in the music where we're supposed to be as listeners and fans of music. So it's definitely changed things. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It's I think it's improved my mood. I've had a struggle with depression, and I think this has been a bit of what do you call it? Therapy. A bit of therapy for me. things in these songs are things that I wouldn't necessarily sometimes say to somebody if there was an issue, or if somebody did something wrong to me. Whereas now it's like I've addressed some of the things that caused, I think, some of these issues. So I think starting doing music again, to go back to the beginning, to your question, starting music again, doing this now has just changed so much. I feel like I appreciate the time that I put into it more. And because I'm focused when I'm working on stuff, when I'm not working on stuff, I'm not feeling guilty about it. So it's not in the back of my head when I'm, out with my family, my wife and my son, and we're doing something, or we're just hanging out here or whatever. It's not in the back of my head that, well, you haven't done anything in like a week. What's going on here? Why are you not making something? So now I that voice has kind of gone away as well too. So yeah.
So now, when you've been doing this now, you see how happy it's made you, how much it's improved your life, and then you've done the corporate, all that. Your son comes up to you and he says, "What should I be?" He gives you the two options. Which one would you tell him to be? Would you encourage him to do the better paying job, or to be the artist?
And you know what? That answer is completely different based on who I used to be versus who I am now. Before, it was always that understanding, like, when you're done school, get a good job and work that job and be important to that company and kiss everyone's butt there and stuff. And it's not like that anymore. I often said that, when my son was first born, I was like, I had some rules, like, he'll never get a face tattoo. He'll find a job that is good paying and good secure and all that kind of stuff. And now it's like, I don't even care about any of that stuff. I just genuinely want him to be happy in whatever he finds, whether he ends up doing the corporate thing, or, he loves gaming. He loves YouTube. He's mentioned, hey, I want to try do YouTube or, something like, sure, dude, I'm 100% behind that. I just want him to find his true happiness. Oh, for sure. For sure. There's tons of money in it, but it's before it was, I want him to be successful because being successful means that you'll be happy. It doesn't. Trust me. Being successful doesn't mean nothing. So yeah, I just want, whether he's working at McDonald's or he's working as an executive or he's a janitor or he's whatever, it doesn't matter to me. As long as he's genuinely happy, then that's all I need.
That's it. That's the most important thing. Now, I have been giving a little thing on here that says, I've got a 5-minute warning. I don't want to cut you off, so I want you to take this time to tell people where to listen to the music, where you can buy it, everything like that, so we don't leave anything out.
Sure. Awesome. So my 4 EPs are all on the major streaming platforms, Apple Music and Amazon and what's the other? Spotify.
I've got Spotify in front of me. I've got them on here. They're all here lined up.
Okay. Yeah, so all the major streaming sites, and also Bandcamp. Everything's free on Bandcamp. I don't want to ask people to pay me for something that I make. I'm just happy to share it. And also through East London Recordings, there is actual physical copies for sale through their website, CD and vinyl as well. So that's it. The major streamers, Bandcamp, ELR webpage, East London Recordings, and that's it.
Whilst I'm on that, I'm going to ask you one more question. I've got time. CD or vinyl? Which is better?
Sure. You know, I've always been. I was born in the '80s and I was raised up through the '90s and stuff. It's CDs have just been there, and they've always just been the easiest thing. I do enjoy vinyl. I really enjoy it. I don't do it as often. I don't listen to vinyl nearly as often as I should.
Yeah.
Because there's something really cool about throwing an album on and just hanging out and listening to it, and hearing the nuances that come out of vinyl as opposed to CD. But you know, I've always had a big CD player in my car and in, you know, at my house and stuff. So yeah, CDs. I'd have to go with CDs.
So CDs are winning it for you. You're the first person who said CDs so far.
Oh, for sure.
That's a good one. You're the first one. You're first of a kind. But thank you for being on.
Nice.
Very entertaining. And I will let you
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
That's right. And your guitar collection behind you. I keep looking at it. I should be looking at who I'm talking to, but I'm looking. My eye keeps going by to look at your guitars. So it's a nice collection.
Well, I'll have to, maybe I'll post them all on Instagram or something like that.
Oh yeah, tag me in it and send it to me. I want to see them. Yeah. I want to see them all.
Sure, for sure.
Enjoy your day and try and stay a bit warm at least. Not too much snow.
Yeah, thanks. No, I'm not going outside. I appreciate it. Thanks, though.